Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's talk. Another talk for today. I wanted to talk about the parable of the prodigal son and some discussion we had at Sunday school last week. But I thought it was very enlightening, and I love the parables of Christ. It's probably almost, I'd say it's probably my favorite part of his teachings are the parables. And the reason is that there's so many levels of understanding to these parables, and you can think you understand the parable. Years later, with different experience, visit again, and it takes on a whole different meaning for you. But on the prodigal son, it was an interesting discussion we had in Sunday school. I want to see if I can capture that here. But there's different perspectives, right? The perspective of the parent, the perspective of the good son, the perspective of the bad son. And we had this discussion that from the bad son, he went and squandered his inheritance and led a terrible life. But he decided to come back to his father, and his father showed him unconditional love and was so glad that he was back. And one might say, what's the good in being the good son, right? There's some different perspectives. But we had this discussion in Sunday school that obedience, the good son, obedience to his father, he was blessed by obedience. Obedience is a blessing in and of itself. He grew up happy, no care in the world, no major concern. Is that not a blessing? And the son that squandered his inheritance, some people might say, they're jealous of the life he led. But there's no blessing in that. That's not a fun existence. And can you imagine having the guilt of squandering your inheritance? So I gave this little piece of advice. As parents, what is the lesson teaching us? What is the parable teaching us? It's teaching us that we don't need to add punishment to the bad son. Living a life of abandon and sin is punishment enough. We don't need to burden ourselves with trying to punish him even further by keeping our good gifts from him. As parents, we need to love our children unconditionally. And as I learned from Stephen R. Covey, we need to be thankful for our most difficult child. Thankful. That sounds like a strange piece of advice. But that most difficult child gives us the opportunity to kind of practice what we preach and show some unconditional love to that child. And it sends the message to all the children, the good children too, that they are loved no matter what they do. Yes, obedience brings blessings. Obedience brings blessings, but they are unconditionally loved, right? And we can send that message to all the rest of our kids, knowing that their parents love them unconditionally. So I just thought that was such an interesting perspective on this parable that we've all heard all through our lives. But that's what I love about the parables. There's so many different levels. There's just the face value story of it, and then there's the underlying message for each person involved in the story. It's a great lesson we had in Sunday school about that. I was just so, I just saw the story in a way that I had never seen before. And that is today's talk on that, and maybe we'll do another parable on that one. Great food for thought. Thank you very much.